Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of Cleveland, Ohio, where the Indians' season begins today. You can call them the Guardians. My name's Brian Engelman. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026. Opening day in baseball. Yes, I know technically there was a game last night, but we'll just call today the opening day where most of the teams are going to play. And this right here, the thing that you are watching, well, it has a name. We call it, let's go full screen, the TNAM Daily Show. Now we'll put it up in the corner. Right here on, what does TNAM stand for? The new American media, because the old American media has failed you. Let's put it on the screen. Hey! On today's program, we're giving updates, all the things. People, stuff, corruption, fraud, war. But baseball, hope springs eternal. First day is spring, baseball, Easter, sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, everything. And we're together. Da, 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 da. Hi, everyone. I can't chat on Rumble. Why is that? I don't know why. Everybody smash the thumbs up button, please. Give it the old, if you would. Also, remember that we have Rumble rants and Super Chats. We have 5 days to finish this month out strong, and it is so far our weakest month. So if you want to drop a Super Chat in YouTube, please consider doing so. Rumble rants. And you can sign up on Patreon to become a sponsor monthly. It's like $10 a month, a low level. Also, if you want to drop a tip into the tip jar, I'm just bartending with you at lunch today. If you enjoy your service, peel off a 10, peel off a 20. Shoot me a 50, make my day. We're on Venmo, Cash App, my name, BRIANENGELMAN, or on PayPal at, what is the email address? fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. We got a lot of stories to get to, so without further delay, let's jump into the news here on the TNAM Daily Show.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Yes. Baseball is here. It will never mean as much to me as it did when I was a kid. But still, it's just a changing of the guard. It's a new era. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And it's baseball time. Hi, everybody in chat. What is up? Yes, here we go, Lake Leon. Here we go. Get it on. Got to get it on. No choice but to get it on. A mandate to get it on. Question of the day. Who says that at the beginning of their show? And in honor of, I would have loved to get Scott Adams' insight onto the Iran war. I really wish I could still access that show. Join me in a simultaneous sip. If you'd like to do so, all you need is a cup or mug or glass, a tankard, chalice or stein, a canteen, jug or flask, a vessel of any kind. Fill it with your favorite liquid. I like coffee. And join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go. That's good coffee. That's good coffee. All right, let's get into the news. Follow us on Instagram. We are the New American Media. Okay, did you see this story? A woman in Kentucky, Lexington, had to use her car as self-defense when she was surrounded and threatened by a crowd. Police go after her car when she drives away rather than helping her when she was surrounded and getting harassed and threatened. Someone jumping on the hood of the car, a large group of people acting aggressive to her for some reason.
Oh, they about to hit us. Oh my God.
Oh no. Surrounded by a mob of people. Walking on his car. Is it somebody on the car?
That's none of our business. That's none of our business. That's none of our business.
You're picking our car.
She about to really run through. She about to really run through. She really about to run back through.
The police sat and watched until she used her right to self-defense and decided to chase after her rather than the threatening crowd. We need to be more outspoken in favor of using self-defense rather than trying to punish the use of it, says the poster. Proud Republican. Blocked by a crowd on all sides and vehicles in the back. She really didn't have a choice to leave other than over the curb, and it's clear the crowd was getting more and more aggressive. What a sad situation. The videography is pretty terrible.
I've seen it happening. I've seen it happening. I got
There's a group approaching, and reaching, and multiple people are reaching to pull somebody back. 2 people are reaching to pull 2 people back as this girl gets in the vehicle.
They messy. Oh, they about to hit us. Oh my God.
All right. Let me see if Grok has an update on what that was, because I've watched this story. Let's see. Self-defense out of a mob. Let's see if we get any info. Cadence Carpenter from Frankfort, Kentucky. Sunday morning, 2 a.m. So that's Saturday night. Argument or disorder in the parking lot. Crowd gathered and surrounded her black Tesla Model 3. People kicking and banging on the car, rocking it and shouting at her while she was inside with the doors locked. Some accounts describe death threats or aggressive behavior from the group. She reversed briefly, accelerated toward, drove over a curb, and went through the crowd to escape. She struck multiple people. Reports say 4 were injured, with some injuries potentially serious or life-threatening. She continued driving the wrong way on a street afterward. Police arrested her shortly after. She repeatedly failed field sobriety tests, smelled of alcohol, and was charged with DUI, 4 counts of second-degree assault, first-degree wanton endangerment, and reckless driving. I mean, did we did also watch that video? Huh. Fake ID. She was 20 years old. Released on bond. Self-defense says trapped by a mob, feared for her life. Police were nearby but didn't intervene quickly as the crowd attacked her and her vehicle. She calmly reversed at first before flooring it. Supporters say no one should be held hostage by a mob surrounding a car, and this fits the Castle Doctrine-style vehicle self-defense in a panic situation. Authorities say she drove with extreme indifference to the value of human life, jumped a curb to the best pedestrians, and was intoxicated. Critics argue she shouldn't have been driving drunk in the first place, especially underage for alcohol. Could have tried de-escalating or waiting. Yes. And that her actions went beyond escape into endangerment. Some suggest the crowd may have been trying to stop an impaired driver. Now that's an interesting angle. Case went viral with split reactions. Well, I mean, look, maybe we have initial reactions, but we don't have enough information yet. So it's smart to kind of look around. Crowd may have been okay. Brave for surviving. Others blame alcohol, poor decisions. Full context depends on all body cam surveillance and witness evidence, which isn't fully public yet. DUI element complicates any self-defense. But you're still allowed to defend yourself if you're intoxicated. And maybe she had no intention of driving, but she tried to go to her. That would be the defense that I would use if I were an attorney. She tried to get out of the situation. She had multiple people reaching and lunging at her and other people trying to pull her away. She's like, get me out of here. And she got in her car. And when she got in her car, people started surrounding and kicking it and jumping on it and threatening her. She didn't want to drive. She had to get out of that situation. That's good luck convicting that self-defense case. That's all you got to say. I'm not saying that's accurate. I'm just saying that's how I would argue it. You're still allowed to defend yourself. Nope. You had a couple beverages. You just have to die. You just have to get ended by a mob. Okay. That's a bold thought there. All right. Well, anyway, now I know more about this case. I've watched it, but I haven't watched the full video until just now, and now we know more about it. Hey, do you eat Reese's Pieces or Reese's peanut butter cups?
The first time in human history there's
no peanut butter in peanut butter cups. A member of the Reese family.
Hershey of hurting the Reese's brand by shifting
cheaper ingredients in many products. A petrochemical that can't be called peanut butter. It's GMO sugar pumped with 5 separate oils. Chemically bleached, that slurry is laced with TBHQ, a preservative, banned from peanut butter. To get around it, they slapped peanut butter cream on the label, and suddenly it's legal. It's not legally chocolate either. That's at least the accusation. But we did see that Reese's family member accuse Hershey's of changing the ingredients. Peanuts are literally the cheapest ingredient, and you still found a way to F us over. Yeah, I agree. Just ate one a couple weeks ago. The taste is weird. I used to love them as a kid. Same. Have you had that experience with Reese's peanut butter cups? And I am so sick of... Well, here, I gotta switch this. So sick of companies using garbage products. Not that I buy a ton of that stuff anyway, but... Here's liberal white girls on their way to stop ICE agents from handing out water at airports. I gotta get you, ICER. I would play more of that, except I don't know. It's a WWE clip, and they're very sensitive. They overflag things. It's really frustrating. No Reese's or other bad candy. Yeah, I don't know if candy's around, man. I do enjoy some. I can never buy it. There's a reason I can never buy it. There's a reason I've never done hard drugs. Just PCP. And heroin. And fentanyl. That's a take on a Norm Macdonald joke. Okay, what's this? This is the first time I saw this reported. Is this accurate? Let me check on Grog. Irina Zarutska. I knew it. I knew something was off here. DeJuan Brown Jr.? I thought it was DeCarlos. Oh, yeah, DeCarlos DeJuan Brown Jr. 34-year-old with a lengthy criminal history, 14 prior arrests. Ended 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee Irina Zarutska, unprovoked, August 22, just like 2 weeks before Charlie Kirk. Okay, so what? This is claiming it's a final verdict in court. They say it's not confirmed whether he was given a life sentence. His case remains ongoing with no trial verdict or sentencing yet. This says final verdict in court, but there is no final verdict in court. Doggone it. Now I got to leave some breadcrumbs. Describe the trial update as of today. No verdict or sentence has been issued. They used a picture of some guy fainting. Yeah, this post sucks. I will not give this person a follow. But I'm going to type it in here. Per Grok. No trial has occurred, no verdict or sentence issued. But this says final verdict in court. And they show this guy passing out. So if you see this, this is crap.
As to count for the offense.
Yeah, do I want to block the account? No. Oh, I don't know that it doesn't have a block option, does it? But I am not going to follow this one. I follow a lot of accounts. I knew something was off with this. Now we know. See, but other people have seen this, and I don't want them to think that I'm sharing this. Look, if you follow the New American Media, you have to do your own research. That's what we're doing together on the TNAM Daily Show. I thought something was off about this. Can I unshare it? I guess I can just delete it. See, what I'd like to do is edit and put that sentence over top and just say, if you see this going around, please know there is no final verdict. Well, but that's why you watch the TNAM Daily Show. You get to hear me talk in my own words. All right. Yeah, everybody's getting frustrated. David, John, Marion, me, James O'Keefe. I don't even know what the Department of Justice is doing. President Trump is at least signaling frustration.
Oh, Donald Trump mentioned a dirty cop named Comey, and therefore he's weaponizing government. No, they weaponized, and we're not going to let them happen. And I think Comer and all these guys, you're out there someplace, I think, because I can't see a damn thing with these stupid lights they have up. But I want to thank you.
Comer or Comey? He mentioned Comey, and then Comer is the Republican guy.
Jim Jordan, Comer. Where are those guys?
Okay, he's talking about
Where I stand up, you deserve it. Now they have to take your recommendations. They have to take your recommendations and they have to act. They have to act. We can't just be sending out all these 100% recommendations and nothing happens. Oh, Donald Trump mentioned.
Can't you fire her? President Trump, can't you fire DOJ leadership? Since it's been about a year and a half and nobody big has been indicted, perp walked, and charged yet. This is insane, and we're burning daylight. Okay. Ooh, here's a question. Is Israel the deep state? Can we get rid of AIPAC to see if that changes anything? We talk about the deep state all the time. And it's always like, well, who?
Oh,
Huh.
But there's this big.
Tim Pool said, hey, it still sounds insane, this Alex Jones clip, but what's even crazier is that he was right about all of it. I've watched this. You might have watched this. Let's refresh.
But there's this big war
with Rogan
trying to like basically destroy humanity because humanity has free will and there's a decision to which level we want to go to. We have free will, so evil's allowed to come and contend, not just good. And the elites themselves believe they're racing using human technology to try to take our best minds and build some type of breakaway civilization where they're going to merge with machines, transcend, and break away from the failed species that is man, which is kind of like a false transmission because they're thinking what they are is ugly and bad, projecting it onto themselves instead of believing, no, it's a human test about building us up. And so Google was set up 18, 19 years ago, I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources, that they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction.
Okay, that's so much to take in. That's literally X learning how we react, how we respond, how we're motivated, how we think, how we feel. And then Neuralink, connecting it. I like X because Elon is 95% or more over the target. He seems to be ideologically aligned with a lot of the correct perspectives. I can't believe you said that's correct. Yeah, some things are just correct. David's definitely had enough. I like X. But man, what Alex Jones is talking about, it is very Elon Musky. X and Neuralink.
Powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future. And so then it's the end of consciousness and free will for individuals, as we know, and a true 2.0 in a very bad way, hive mind consciousness with an AI jacked into everyone, knowing our hopes and dreams, delivering it to us, not in some PKD wirehead system where we plug in and give up on consciousness because of unlimited pleasure, but because we were already wired in and absorbed before we knew it by giving over our consciousness to this system by our daily decisions that it was able to manipulate and control into a larger system. There's now a human counterstrike taking place to shut this off before it gets fully into place and to block these systems and to try to have an actual debate about where humanity goes and cut off the pedophiles and psychic vampires that are control of this AI system before humanity's destroyed. But there's this big war trying to basically...
Yeah. Alex Jones was right. Button. Is Alex a time traveler? Garbaggio's final form says, me after one sip of beer. Crown Shocker going so hard it was blasting his headphones off.
But there's this big war.
All right, Nick Frank 4.0 says, whoever it was who said, cancel culture will end when it comes for them, deserves to be knighted. Visigrad 24 says, Ramaduwajai, Zoran Mamdani's wife. He's straight? That can't be. Is he? Celebrated Palestinian terrorists, including plane hijacker, in social media posts from early adulthood. Posts have also been found in which she posted the N-word. That's nuclear. I don't want to say it. A lot of people, they said, sir, what is going on with the rampant use of the N-word? Nuclear. Nazo says, I'm of the belief that what Rama posted when she was 15 during the early days of social media don't really matter and weren't malicious. And it seems most leftists agree with me, which shows me that they were capable of understanding context and intent all along. They just chose not to apply it when engaging in idiotic applications of cancel culture the last 5 years that did irreparable damage in shifting the general population's public opinion away from us. Oh, okay. Dano, leftists don't ever turn on their own. They are religious zealots. As long as you follow the DNC plan, they forgive anything. I mean anything. It's a modern religion we're watching form or rebirth, I guess. MAGA Michelle, why haven't I seen liberals outraged over the fact that the New York City mayor wife uses the N-word and says, flag it? Selective outrage. They have no genuine feelings, just political optics. Okay. So if you weren't aware of that, stay tuned. What is this going on at the White House? I'm trying to make some of this stuff out. Okay, I gotta be quicker. Oh, gotta be quicker. Ah, gotta be slower. Ooh, missing it. I see a flag. Ah, missed it again. Try it again. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see. Oh, barely missed it. Oh, just missed it. I was so close. It's a flag. I can't see what's behind it. 12 million followers on the White House account. The intrigue effect is working. 3.3 million views. It's what you normies might call a signal. Did you see this, chat? Did you see that the White House put this out? And what do you make of it? Oh, okay. The flag picture is from the final battle in the movie Glory. Not sure who the text is from, though. Were you able to read the wording? Can't verify, but I believe one is, I just want to make sure that everybody knows, according to AI, of course, which you can't trust. It's from Glory, the final charge at Fort Wagner, a scene about soldiers receiving orders for a mission they knew would cost them everything, combined with the word launching from the deleted video and a text notification sound posted at night and then deleted. That's not a random clip. Someone chose that image very deliberately. Given everything happening with Iran right now, I don't think this isn't a warning of some kind. Is this about aliens? Is this about the Patriots being here? They never left. Read your Bible. Is it finally time for some justice? Did the White House get hacked? What do you think about this? Big Mac. WTF is this S? This don't look good button. It says, we're too tired for whatever the hell this is. Anonymous, is that you? Somebody tell me what this means. Button. It's not hard to get millions of views on a 3-second clip, though. And there was another one posted with Melania's shoes. Don't know what's going on. Okay, so follow the New American Media. Let's pull up our profile. Follow the New American Media at American_media_, please. From sports to spirituality, comedy to Congress, and freedom to firearms, seeking truth, challenging dogma, and having fun, join us in the mostly civil conversation. All right. Pinned at the top is our Patreon link. Thanks to our Patreon subscribers. And please, if you have never considered, or if you've never supported the New American Media, maybe today's the day. You go to Patreon, set up an account, and say, hey, I'll kick you $10 a month. We like what you do. You're consistent. You show up. You make us laugh. You make us think. You make us angry. You take the good. You take the bad. You do in there. You have the facts of life. The facts of life. But anyway, it's pinned right there if you're interested. I'm interested in you becoming interested. Okay. Well, let's check in on our daily dose of MAGA members, conservatives, non-deep state Democrats infighting. Oh, goody. Tell me more. I love the interpersonal drama. No, I don't. It's the dumbest shit. Now, is it for clicks? Is it for clout? Is it out of weakness? I don't know. But here we are. What reason is there for Candace to try to discredit Nick Shirley? That's weird, says Tim Pool. I've covered Brazilian favelas on numerous occasions and interviewed gang members and residents. Nothing Nick Shirley did seems out of the ordinary. Officer Lou says, wow, Candace Owens launches a surprising attack on citizen journalist Nick Shirley? In her latest episode, she dismisses his hard-hitting investigative reporting as, well, whatever this is.
Happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a destroyed house interviewing gang members of one of the largest gangs in Brazil.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I don't believe that at all. I'm sorry. I just, it's so stupid. I'm not even gonna tell you why I don't believe it. It's like if you don't know that that's stupid, that he infiltrated the gang in 48 hours. It's just, that's so dumb. I'm so tired of dumb. That's not how that works, okay? You don't just go up to gangs on the street as a nice-looking white boy with a camera and say, hey, I just wanted to sort of see what you're doing here. What's going on? Okay, let's just stop. That's stupid. Of course, that's dumb. I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're young. I hope, whoever is your contact that has you infiltrating Antifa and infiltrating El Salvador at the age of 23 years old.
There you go.
It just feels like Sean Penn young to me. Like, oh, Sean Penn's always there.
Happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a
You know what? I'm going to agree with Candace. Remember, if you remember, like that, racist Candace. She might be. But remember, I played you that video of Nick Shirley going to the Ecuadorian prison. I go, how the fuck do you get access to that? That's not something you just get access to. And then suddenly you're the poster boy in Minneapolis. And then suddenly something's up with Nick Shirley. His ho-hum, I don't know, what's up, approach. He's spending $25,000 a month on security. Where are you getting $25,000 a month, pal? I don't know. Something's up with Nick Shirley. And I think it's okay that Candace points it out. And there's something up with the Charlie Kirk investigation. There's something up. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to make accusations that she does. By the way, I've got a hell of a video I'm going to share with you. I don't even want to set it up. I just want to let it roll. Hopefully I can remind you this is the one. It's Candace Owens related. Now, look, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not going to make excuses. I'm not going to go out of my way to defend people or attack them. I'm just going to give you what my gut instinct tells me. Hold on. You have audio issues again. How often do you get audio issues? And is that just a matter of hitting refresh? Hey, if you hit refresh, another advertisement plays. It's like a penny in the wishing well. Pennies are made of copper. Copper has industrial use. We've just gotten rid of our copper pennies. Copper was used allegedly in drinking cups because it's sanitized water, according to some. Why are they taking our copper? I don't know. Okay. How the hell did I get on copper? Oh, pennies in the wishing well. There we go. Anyway, but with that Nick Shirley, I'm here at the prison in El Salvador. How did you do that? It's not impossible. But still. Is it believable? Is it really? I don't know. All right. Jack saying that Candace Owens says Nick Shirley's reporting is made up and stupid. It's impossible for a white boy to do that kind of investigation. I mean, it's a little weird. Cat turd. How anyone listens to this idiot is beyond me. I know. Now people hate Candace. Some people hate Erica Kirk. Some people hate Nick Shirley. Some people hate Tim Pool. Some people. It's just okay. Okay. President Trump made this shocking claim. And Eric Daughtry says, it's official. Iran is publicly lying. In private, they are... Well, here, let's just listen to President Trump.
Middle East with Iran.
Can I turn this
and
on?
They are negotiating, by the way. And they
little quiet. Let me rewind it for you.
You've never seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us.
Ooh.
There's never been a head of a
Afraid you're going to be killed by your own people and afraid you're going to be killed by us. What a rock and a hard place.
people because they figure they'll be killed by their own people, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also afraid they'll be killed by us. There's never been a head of a country that wanted that job less than being the head of Iran. I don't want it.
I don't want it.
We listen to some of the things they say. We hear them very clearly. They say, I don't want it. We'd like to make you the next supreme leader. No, thank you. I don't want it. But I want to express my gratitude to the tremendous, never seen anything like we're doing in the Middle East with Iran. And they are negotiating, by the way, and they want to make a deal so badly, but they're afraid to say it because they figure they'll be killed by their own people. They're also...
So we'll see. Yes, David, it is a movie. It's a shitty movie dragging out at the moment. I know, just cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. Question of the day. Tell me in the comments. Do you think Iran is negotiating with President Trump? And when I say Iran, who the heck are we even talking about? Two-part question. Curious who's allegedly negotiating on behalf of Iran when, who's even in charge right now? I don't know. Do you? By the way, let's get to the frustrated people. James O'Keefe, I'll share one. He's really frustrated. We're all frustrated. Scott Pressler, who I interviewed in Milwaukee. I just shared this in the Agree to Disagree group. Follow us in Facebook. We have the New American Media page, and then we have the Agree to Disagree show group. Scott Pressler says, sometimes I wonder why I do this work. I wonder why I work so hard to elect Republican majorities into office. And when we are in power, our very elected officials don't wield or harness that power. I wonder why I lose sleep, miss family vacations, and put my personal life on hold so wealthy senators can go on paid vacations after not achieving the very promises they campaigned on. Sometimes I wonder if they truly care about us and if they actually want to represent the will of the very people that elected them into positions of authority. I will tell you this. If the Senate ultimately does not pass the Save America Act, I will use all of the energy, hustle, and organizing efforts we need to elect these senators into office as tools to peacefully and respectfully defeat them in their upcoming elections. Yeah, lots of frustrated people. Trump, like, hey, DOJ, do your job. What's going on? Okay. Can't you replace the people running the DOJ? You should be able to. Here, let me share this in the group. TNAM's the Agree to Disagree show group. TNAM fake news, ? Debunking conspiracy theories and propaganda. TNAM preparedness. We also have TNAM humor. TNAM music. TNAM animal rescue. TNAM wrestling. TNAM grow something. TNAM NASCAR. TNAM school indoctrination network. TNAM golf. I share, I sort, I post. Posting live right now. It says love right now. Nope. Can I make a spell check? There we go. Post. Marion, yes, count me in as a frustrated voter. Great. David says when they're watching these press conferences with these politicians, it's like a joke sometimes to them. Do you mean Trump or do you mean the others? I mean, Trump is always half comedian, you know, like he's our first stand-up comic president. Their negotiations are with the deep state and entities that most people will not be able to comprehend, in my opinion. Ooh. Do you mean the Rothschilds? Do you mean aliens? Do you mean the New World Order? Do you mean the Jews? Thanks, Obama. Thanks, the Jews. Thanks, reptilian overlord space aliens. Thanks, interdimensional time-traveling demon from Mesopotamia. Just makes you wonder. Okay, you just mean most politicians. Gotcha. Anyway, we shall see. Okay, Infogram has a thought. Curious to get your thought. They say North Korea is one of the prominent leaders, says the best. Okay, they wrote this wrong, but I think the point sort of remains, whether you agree with it or not. Whether you agree with it or not, that's another question. One of North Korea's most prominent leaders says that the best indicator that Netanyahu is eliminated is that Trump never talks about him anymore. Have you noticed that? And what do you think about that theory? Have you noticed President Trump not speaking about Netanyahu? More so than usual? And if so, would that be an indicator that he's been eliminated? I mean, when is the last time Netanyahu was in public? It's an ongoing theory. I don't know what event would be, and that's another question. What event would make people say, "Oh, okay, he's right there"? But then again, if he did, would people just say, okay, well, that's clearly not him. That's a skin suit. That's a robot. That's a stunt double. That's not the real Netanyahu. David, it's a darkness. Call it what you want, but most likely whatever it is, maybe is not human, in my opinion. Yes, the demonic realm sure feels real. All right, moving on. Oh, here's a terrible update. Terrible update. 83-year-old veteran randomly shoved onto New York City subway tracks has passed away from injuries. Illegal migrant, you could just call him an illegal alien invader, has been charged with the murder. Why aren't Democrats in blue cities throwing the book at crazy, violent people, illegal alien predators especially? Most of this is preventable. Yeah. All right. Senate Leader John Thune. I just passed the Save America Act. I don't want to hear him on anything else. I don't like this guy at all. But here we go.
Every single day they move the goalposts. And remember how we got here.
Talking about Chuck Schumer and the Democrats.
They agreed to a bicameral, bipartisan Democrat and Republican deal to open up and fund DHS. And then they walked away from it. They wanted to talk about reforms. The administration sat down, they talked reforms, they agreed to some things. Democrats kept moving the goalpost. Then they said, we don't want to fund ICE. And now they're saying we don't want to fund ICE and we want reforms. I mean, I don't know what it's just, they're talking in circles. I mean, I think there's a lot of chaos. I think they're really confused. I think
Republicans have latched on to chaos to call Democrats the agents of chaos.
I think they've got a crisis of leadership in the Democrat conference right now, and they've got all these different people, as you've seen them, going out in different directions saying different things. So we're trying to narrow it in and home in on a deal that we can strike here in the next, hopefully in the very near future. Every single.
Yeah. Whatever. Eric Daughtry says, nuke the filibuster, stop negotiating with a traitor. All right. Oregon Peace Act. What are they up to? Nothing good. Not shocking.
Proposed ballot measure in Oregon is sparking backlash as it could make hunting, fishing, and farming illegal. If passed, the measure would remove exemptions for animal cruelty laws, which currently protects hunting, fishing, farming, and if removed, it could make killing animals illegal in many cases, including hunting, fishing, and livestock slaughter. But the measure's 100,000 supporters argue the bill would modernize wildlife policy and reduce animal suffering. And those are your headlines, guys. Wow, how about that? Unintended consequences? I think not.
Yeah, I mean, just another reason to leave one of those crazy states. I mean, what are they doing?
Beep.
Right. We gotta be kidding.
Brian, tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Worked up, man. I mean, think about that.
Wasn't expecting that.
Right.
Sorry, kids.
Right. We apologize.
That is the technical legal term, by the way.
No regrets.
Proposed ballot.
I say flee blue cities, flee blue states all the time. They want to ban hunting, fishing, trapping, and raising livestock. Trad West is saying the European Parliament has used the term Christianophobia in a formal resolution for the first time, declaring Christianity the most persecuted religion in the world. It's about time. Well overdue. Over 380 million Christians live under severe persecution worldwide. Is this true? Let's see. Oh, I got to close this little window. Did the EU Yes, they started using the term on official resolution for the first time. January. Most persecuted. All right, this is accurate, it appears, according to Grok. There is no EU coordinator for combating Christianophobia, but one does exist for Islamophobia. I mean, Christians are not advocating to take over your country, abuse your population, and force you into Christianity at the same time, depriving you of civil liberties, freedoms, and rights. That's just not a thing. Oh, Marion says she hadn't thought about Bibi being gone. Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. Long time. We've theoretically debunked it, but I don't know if we have. Brandon Straka reminds us that Nancy Mace and Debbie Wasserman Schultz have been escorted through TSA, skipping the lines that everyone else is stuck in. While Americans wait, Congress walks right through. No wonder people are fed up. Yeah, Delta, I believe, got rid of that. They're not going to be giving special treatment because of the shutdowns, the second Schumer shutdown. They're calling him Tucker Carlson now. Here he is discussing a poll showing young conservatives how they view the top threat. Tucker Carlson.
Interesting. TPUSA did a poll during AmFest, or I guess it was after AmFest, and they asked the audience, what they considered to be the greatest threat to America. And they did put radical Islam at number one. I'm wondering where you think those sentiments are coming from. I mean, I've heard you say before that this is an op and that we all know which foreign government it's actually coming from. Which government is it? And can you explain how that operation works? How is it, kind of lured into those?
From the Israeli government and its many defenders and informal employees in the United States, of course. And I guess I would just say if that was actually, I don't know how people responded to the poll. I don't know who answered it, but, I believe in measuring reality a little more empirically. And, I don't know anyone in the United States in the last 24 years who's been killed by radical Islam.
Interesting. TPUSA did a poll during AmFest, or I guess it was after AmFest, and they asked the audience, what they considered to be the greatest threat to America.
Okay. Is Tucker right? Is Tucker wrong? Pop it in the comments. Once again, who are you going to root for? The Whites, the Red Sox, or the Yankees? Why do I have to pick Islam or Judaism? Why? Jew, Muslim. Why do I have to pick? But if you had to pick, which would you pick, being the bigger threat? They're different. I was going to say there's no Islamic State, and I go, oh shit, I just said ISIS. It's literally in the name. Anyway. Maybe that's why some people are calling him Tucker Carlson. All right, let's check in. A nationalist plan from Eric Daughtry here says a nationalist plan to immensely surge the deportation of migrants in Europe has just passed the European Parliament, a major blow to the elitist leftists who want the third world to destroy the West. Keep pushing, Europe. You can and must save yourself.
Okay.
Oh, look, people are standing. This is how strongly they believe in it.
We have many votes to go through, guys. Okay.
Some people not happy.
Okay. We have many votes to go through, guys.
Okay. Let's take a look at spring break 40 years ago versus spring break today. I guess we got to mute the music. Spring break 40 years ago would be 1986. What a fun time it looks like. Oh, another image does not look like a fun time. It looks like fighting. Anybody want to go back? David, is Tucker even alive, or does someone have a mask on? It sure seems like Tucker Carlson has changed. Can we pinpoint when? I don't know. That's a great question. Can we pinpoint the moment that Tucker changed? Did he change? Has he always been this way? Has he been ideologically consistent over time? Have his core values fluctuated in that time? Remember, Tucker was the #1 name at Fox, and they ran him out of there. Deep State Fox didn't want him around. Okay, Wall Street Apes shows an American healthy 28-year-old who decided to skip paying for health insurance this year because the cheapest plan was $1,000 at $900 a month with a huge deductible. He says he had to go to 2 nights in the ER without insurance and explains the story. Have you heard this? I don't know if this is true.
I am an American without health insurance. I want to show you what it cost me to spend 2 nights in the emergency room last week. Now, before I show you guys my receipt, I do just want to explain why I don't have health insurance, because contrary to popular belief in America, if you are very poor, the government will pay for your health insurance, which in turn pays for your health care in most cases. But in my situation, I personally make too much money to be covered by the government, so I have to pay a monthly fee for my insurance. So this year when I renewed my health insurance, I was offered a plan for like $800 to $900 a month with a large deductible. So when I looked at that monthly fee that I would be paying for health insurance plus the deductible, I decided to go without because I don't want to spend $15,000 to $20,000 on health insurance as a healthy 28-year-old. So yapping aside, this is my receipt from spending 2 days in the hospital. It totaled about $24,000. My CT scan alone was $8,300. Laboratory, $6,000. IV therapy, $1,000. $24,000 in total. And while $24,000 seems like a lot of money, let me show you something. This is what I'm actually paying. $2,478, because when you don't have insurance, these hospitals give you a discount. They discounted $22,000 off of this bill. So my question is, are they overcharging insurance companies, or does it actually cost $24,000 to take care of me for 2 days?
No, come on. They're getting away with murder.
Now, this is not me endorsing for people to go without insurance. God forbid you get cancer or something. That it would not be like this. But if I had insurance, I wouldn't have gotten that discount. So it would have been a $24,000 bill billed to my insurance, and then my insurance would have said, "Hey, you have a $5,000 deductible. You need to pay $5,000 for this last emergency room visit." Then you tack on the $900, $800, $700 a month that I'd be paying for that insurance. I'd be paying $15,000 to $20,000 this year for healthcare. So the craziest part about this is even if I have another hospital visit by the end of this year, I'm still going to be paying less than I would if I had insurance. At minimum, my cost for healthcare this year would have been $15,000 to $20,000 with insurance. Right now, I'm at $2,400.
The whole system is a mess. David says the CIA perfected those masks. Yeah, but you know, the thing about Bibi, it's like you hear, oh, Mossad. They're more powerful than the CIA. They're more powerful. They're the most. You go, okay. And then they release those AI videos, and you go, I watched several things on these videos that don't make sense. I'm not going to believe what I saw is real. I'm just not. So why would they let something out that was done sloppy? Unless they intended for it to be out. I don't know. But I do know the health insurance system is an absolute mess. Okay, this is a story. I don't know if it's true. Let's ask if the story is true. The core of this story is true based on the viral video. Key details exaggerated or misleading. Okay. So there's a claim that this, well, here, let's just watch a second and then I'll get into it. Claims that they hired this company for $10,000 worth of work when it was done.
Nos cayó la pinche ley, valió madre. Nos rodearon. Estoy en todo el derecho de grabar, no estoy haciendo nada malo también. O sea, yo estoy cooperando, puedo cooperar con usted, no hay problema.
¿Estás grabando en este momento?
Estoy grabando, sí.
Okay. Y se lo puede poner.
Okay. Motive claim to avoid paying the balance owed. No public confirmation from ICE or Cambridge PD identifies the caller or confirms her intent or motivation. Cambridge police have noted inquiries, but stated they have no direct involvement or knowledge of the specifics. What's the exaggeration on the timeline? The original post says agents arrested them the second the job was finished, but video evidence and replies, including from the poster herself, show the old shingles largely still in place with tarps set up for stripping, indicating the crew had barely that's what I was going to say. I'm looking at an old roof, like the work barely started or was in the early stages of tear off, not completion. Some defenders claim roofs can sometimes be layered over old roofs, but the visual mismatch fueled accusations of rage bait. The poster later acknowledged uncertainty about the exact stage.
No, está bien.
La
verdad que yo estoy aquí, no estoy haciendo nada malo también.
Under federal law, employers face penalties.
Triste lo que está pasando hoy aquí. Estamos empezando un trabajo y
Maryland and requires payment for work performed regardless of immigration status. Unpaid wages could be pursued as wage theft.
Cayó migración.
No official ICE statement.
La verdad que perjudicando a la gente trabajadora, a la gente que hace bien al país.
And the 6 workers in Maryland.
Qué puta decepción, la verdad.
Deliberate sting after completion for a free roof framing is unverified.
Triste lo que hacen, en vez de andar buscando a la gente criminal en las calles, a los drogaditos.
In the video.
Vienen a joder a la gente.
Anyway, if you see that story, file that under. Let's gather some more info on that story. But could you imagine? Of course you could imagine. This could go no other way. That's not to say it's right or that it's wrong. It is to say that, of course, this will happen. Of course, a story like this, and you'll see more. You will see more. All right, Trey Yingst, formerly of News to Share, by the way, co-founder, I believe. So he's got a report about the head of Iran's Revolutionary Guard Navy.
And we start with breaking news. IRGC Navy Commander Alireza Tangsiri was targeted overnight in a strike in the city of Bandar Abbas, Iran, according to a senior Israeli official. Tangsiri was directly responsible for commanding the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. I'm told his senior operational leadership, including intelligence and operations chiefs, were at a covert Navy command center. That, again, according to a senior Israeli official. We understand the battle damage assessment is ongoing, but they believe that he was killed in this strike. It was a targeted strike based on U.S. and Israeli intelligence that continues, according to this source, to demonstrate how deeply the U.S. and Israel are capable of using intelligence operations to penetrate IRGC leadership. Now, this does come as we start with breaking news. IRGC Navy Commander Alireza Tangsiri was targeted overnight in a strike in the city.
So we shall see. We shared this and asked Grok, did this happen? That time Joe Biden blamed AIDS on Elton John.
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help AIDS fight HIV/AIDS.
AIDS, HIV/AIDS.
HIV/AIDS. By the way, help AIDS fight HIV.
To help AIDS fight HIV. What?
Help AIDS fight HIV/AIDS.
HIV. Huh?
To help AIDS fight HIV/AIDS. By the way.
No, it didn't happen as claimed. 2022 White House event awarded Elton John the National Humanities Medal for HIV/AIDS advocacy. Biden joked it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help fight HIV/AIDS. He was praising John's decades of work via foundation driving that funding, not blaming him for the disease. Full context, applause, and fact checks confirm it's a lighthearted compliment. But still, because it's Biden and he stole America for 4 years, many people claim.
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help fight HIV/AIDS. By the way,
this Biden regime is going to go down in history. One of the dumbest things you've ever seen. Okay. This lady posted this. Let's talk about it. We, of course, asked Grok, can we debunk this? She says, so we're going to just ignore the fact that Palm Beach Pete living in Epstein's Palm Beach mansion Palm Beach Pete. Okay. Just side by side. Now, wait a minute. That upper lip thing is exactly the same. That Homer Simpson thing around the mouth is exactly the same. The butt cleft is exactly the same. The nose is shockingly the same. The scrunched eyebrow in between the nose is very close. He's more freckles. Nope. Same amount of... All right. Now, hold on. This cannot be the actual side-by-side. Show a side-by-side picture of both Palm Beach Pete and Jeffrey Epstein. All right, there's Epstein. Wait, why can't I go to the next one? Two front teeth, two new front teeth. And that might be... Okay. Can we debunk this? Okay. David says CIA created the Mossad, supposedly. Or Mossad created the CIA. I don't know. Marion says that happened to me going to the hospital. I'm on a Christian health plan, not insurance. My annual wellness check with blood work and mammogram was deducted by the clinic by more than half. Nice. Okay, well, back to Palm Beach Pete. Where did that post go? Grok says, sure, this is an easy debunk. Palm Beach Pete is a real Florida guy, an ex-tennis player and a real estate executive who just looks a lot like Epstein. Spoken out on video, I'm not Jeffrey Epstein, I'm Palm Beach Pete. Epstein died in 2019, confirmed. His old mansion was 358 El Brillo Way. It was sold in 2021, then demolished. Oh, really? Address changed to 360 and a new home was built there. No one's living in Epstein's mansion. It doesn't exist anymore. The clip mixes old Epstein footage and the address to hype a fake conspiracy, just a viral look-alike, says Grok. Okay. So that's Palm Beach Pete. The more you know. Oh, boy. Sheridan Gorman was cayed last Thursday, allegedly by an illegal alien invader. Here's the Chicago mayor, Brandon Johnson. Goodness.
Did you reconsider rescheduling this event given the murder of Sheridan Gorman by an undocumented immigrant?
Well, look, as I've said before, my condolences to the family of Sheridan. This is a terrible tragedy. And what I've said from the very beginning, I'm going to continue to use every single tool that's available to me to protect the residents of the city of Chicago. And this tragedy is not going to deter us from our work. In fact, it's going to challenge us all to double down on our efforts to ensure that we are protecting every single individual across neighborhoods.
You protect
And look,
people by not letting illegal alien invaders in. Johnson found a way to make this even worse, says Paul Spula. All right, this is what, well, I'll get to that. Minnesota Rep. Krista Knudsen says they just found out that the state turned off tracking money being sent overseas. They turned it off for 2 weeks, saw all the money leaving, and Democrats quickly shut off tracking to allow it to keep happening. Read that again. Today in the Fraud Committee, the Department of Human Services testified that they hadn't been tracking the IP addresses of money that's being literally flown out of our state and to where it's going. They did turn on that reporting for 2 weeks, and they found that, yes, a lot of those IP addresses were tied to overseas computers. And then they very quickly shut it off after just 2 weeks of seeing where this money is actually going. Every time we turn around, it's just more and more fraud scandals in our state. Not the Bee shows us this portly U.S. soldier in a hijab suggesting she would refuse commands if her orders went against Muslims. Wow. Remove them immediately. John Solomon reports that U.S. has intercepted Ukraine government messages discussing the plot to route money to the Biden re-election. Wow. I would care if there was ever any indictments. It's all so obvious. All you got to do is make it happen. All right. This is a horrible story. Yeah, professional tennis player. Interesting. Here's your awful video of the day. So turn away for a moment or three. Whew. Bangladesh, 35 passengers missing. After this. Man, you just wonder how quickly that would have filled up with water and got people knocked around and disoriented and gulped water and couldn't get out in time. Second to pass.
less and less likely.
বহু মানুষ আছে তো বাসের ভিতর ওরা আর তো মানুষ
The end of it. Look. And this is the plan. Okay, out. Okay, yeah.
God. 2 bodies recovered so far. Confirmed at least 24 deaths, 11 survivors. Recurring safety lapses at Bangladesh's busy ferry terminals, including inadequate ramps, overcrowding. Prayers to everybody involved there. Just that's your daily reminder. Life is short. You just live a little bit while you're here. Goodness. Here's another way you could meet your end. 23-year-old Kamel Hawkins. This should result in an immediate public death penalty, says C3. And it should be for everyone to see. Why in the world? Why in... I hate to bring you these stories, people. Situational awareness. If you're on a vehicle, have a plan on how to get out of there if you can. If you're on public transportation, be aware that this type of evil exists. And stay alert. Don't turn your back to people. Ugh. Democrat Representative Adam Smith justifies American suffering, trying to normalize government shutdowns.
Important issue, but I think the question is, how do you say to hardworking federal employees ever, hey, we're not going to pay you as political leverage for some kind of policy we want changed?
Well, because the whole thing is policy. Okay, the whole issue. We've had many fights.
You're using people's jobs and lives.
No. We're trying to make difficult appropriations decisions. There have been a number of government shutdowns. There have been a number of continuing resolutions that haven't resolved the issue. And in each instance, there's been an important policy issue.
I feel like Democrats are getting nervous about this. That you're losing the political message when there's 6-hour lines out here. Important issue, but I think the question is, how do you say to hardworking federal employees ever, hey, we're not going to pay you as political...
This cannot be helping Democrats. And it should not be helping Democrats. Let's check in on Philadelphia, where masked Islamists light dozens of American flags on fire, according to Ayal Yacobi. Number one, are we certain? Oh, there's a. Are we certain this is Philadelphia? All right. All right, we'll get to that. That'll be our last clip. President Trump explained the difference between a war and a different word.
But they're doing it for two reasons. No, number one is they want to deflect from all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation. I won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation. But they don't like the good publicity. They don't like to see us succeed. They want to see our country fail. But they're doing it for two reasons. No, number one is they want to deflect.
Military operation. Shouldn't say war. It's a military operation. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson unveils an abolish ICE snowplow. Less than a week after Sheridan Gorman was murdered in his city by an illegal alien invader. Can you believe it? I don't even know what this story is. This is like the worst thing I've ever heard.
Llamo Noelia Castillo Ramos. Tengo 25.
Okay. Let me just ask Grok. Noelia Castillo Ramos. 25-year-old Spanish woman, paraplegic since a 2022 self-harm incident after a gang R by 3 minors in state care, announcing this girl with mental issues was taken from her parents. My God. Girl with mental issues was taken from her parents, thrown in a state-run facility with MENA migrant minors. They then gang-R'd her. It traumatized her and led to an S attempt, which left her paraplegic. Critics highlight state failures in protection and psychological support as contributing factors. Euthanasia law permits the procedure for unbearable suffering. Public backlash ties the case to broader debates on Spain's migration policies, where non-EU nationals commit 70% of reported essays per 2024 Interior Ministry data, and euthanasia ethics sparking Noelia Cuidate campaigns and international calls for intervention from figures like Elon Musk. My God. So that's a story out there. Oh, man. And I've played you this before. British guy talking to these illegal aliens, I believe. Do you think about the consequences of our African guy? Yeah, we think about that. What if she screams? No, I'm talking about the abuse of the girl. Yeah, we might get an STDs. Are these people even human? I've played you that. Man, that's a bunch of shitty stories in a row. Sorry, guys. Jimmy Kimmel is making fun of Mark Wayne Mullen because before being in the Senate, he was a plumber. That's right. We have a plumber protecting us from terrorism now. The elitism of Hollywood summarized in one moment. Not even going to play his words. An applause line at a protest in Philly: for every U.S. soldier who comes back in a casket, we cheer.
Crumbles, and for every U.S. soldier who returns home in a casket, we cheer. Hamas, Hezbollah, Ansarallah, all of the resistance forces we celebrate. These popular voices on the ground spend every waking moment in direct confrontation with Zionism, and they rely on a strong Iranian state to maintain their fighting capacity.
Do you hate America? May a Hamas rocket blow up your family's home.
Until we have done it.
You got that? Are we all aware of what we're dealing with? Saddam Hussein, most chilling footage ever in history. Whoever I read the name of must chant the slogan and leave the hall immediately. Those named were forced to leave the hall. Many were later executed or arrested. The rest sat there in silence and fear. If we have as much treason evidence as we do on the deep state, what are we waiting for? It just, on a daily, it's just super frustrating. Just kind of went on a deep dive on Saddam Hussein the other day. The other day being yesterday. Okay, Eric. Well, hold on. Where's the other story that I shared? I'm trying to find it. I should have had it by now. Because this ties into all of our frustration. This is Benny Johnson saying, I've never seen James O'Keefe get this emotional.
You have people potentially flipping on the higher-ups. Who are the higher-ups? What does your gut tell you?
Well, right now, I have people in the field.
The money's coming from somewhere.
Yes, it is.
You know, and it's a lot of money. Even if it's $5 per signature to a homeless person, there's like suitcases of hundreds of thousands of dollars where the $5 comes from, right?
That's correct. You got a huge audience. So if I say what it is right now, it might hurt my ability over the next few days to continue getting it. But
of course,
there's petitioners and there's coordinators, and it appears as though this is like organized crime. And the thing about organized crime is it's extremely dangerous. So you could have gangs involved in this. There are companies that do this, but they're criminal actions. So there's out-of-state people that come into California. They make a lot of money. And we've been given the names of those companies, and we're currently tracking them down. But yeah, James O'Keefe and Cam Higbee and Savannah Hernandez and Anthony Rubin and John Cho has a report out today. We are going to find the higher-ups and expose them. But I think the question we have to ask ourselves is, without accountability, what does it matter? What does it matter? If no one is held accountable, does bringing it to I guess the question for your audience, this is a rhetorical question, is, do you want me to continue doing this? Do you want me to continue exposing it? Does it even matter?
Does it?
I mean, that's a rhetorical question. I'm not going to answer that. Because I can stop. I can give up. I can retire. But I'm not going to put my life in harm's way and my people's life, because they were almost killed, for nothing. It's not worth it. I think you would agree with that. So I can go away. I can be on a sabbatical until someone is arrested. But I'm not going to put my people's life in danger every week for nothing to happen. That's honest. I'm just being vulnerable and transparent with the world.
Mm-hmm. David, hoping it's time for the announcement of arrests. I can't take the waiting anymore. Can't. This should have been done 6 fucking years ago.
I'm not going to get killed. I saw what happened to Charlie Kirk. I don't want to die. I need to stay on this earth to keep exposing the truth. So I can go on vacation. I can go away. And when y'all are going to arrest somebody, I'll come back. Because I'll tell you what, getting punched in the neck, having nobody get arrested, It's not right. It's immoral is what it is. And the Republicans are in power. The Attorney General of the United States has the jurisdiction to arrest someone tomorrow.
Please kick Pam Bondi to the effing curb already.
I haven't seen any statements on the internet or on Fox News or anywhere else about this. And I frankly, I get there's egos involved, but I think it's a form of cowardice. I'm glad the president is talking about it. I think he should continue to talk about it. And I will continue to keep releasing videos this week. But I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off because my friend and my closest colleague was violently assaulted and came an inch from we came an inch from losing our lives. Knives and guns there. And I need something to happen. I really need something to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to have to stop doing what I'm doing. And I don't know what else to say.
I think you said it all.
You say that you have people potentially flipping on the higher-ups. Who are the higher-ups? What does your gut tell you?
Well,
okay. All right, let's talk about a win. Huge win for President Trump. How about a win? Today's news has kind of been like, ugh. Huge win for President Trump. 8th Circuit joins the 5th Circuit, making it unanimous that President Trump's interpretation of immigration law is correct. Judge Shepard has a short, comprehensive, and likely correct opinion, while Judge Erickson dissents. 8th Circuit overturns an activist judge ruling upholding ICE's mass detention policy of illegal aliens. Massive victory for the deportation mission. 2-1, the court held that illegal aliens already residing in the U.S. can be detained without bond during removal proceedings. This deals another devastating... Yeah, I mean, you let them go, they're going to run away. You don't... I mean, come on. This deals another devastating blow to leftist judges' attempt to force DHS into simply unleashing invaders into the country only to commit more crimes. LFG. Okay, so that's a win. Thomas Paine says Netanyahu's jet landed in Berlin 2+ weeks ago. No one has seen Bibi since. The jet is still there. Any and all appearances since then are AI generated. Trump doesn't talk about him anymore. Can you do basic math? Okay. So Grok says the Post promotes a conspiracy theory alleging Israeli PM Bibi vanished after his jet landed in Berlin March 11. Subsequent appearances, AI-generated deepfakes, and a lack of mentioning, amid lack of mentions from Trump. Flight records confirm the jet was empty and parked in Berlin solely for safety during Iranian missile strikes, not carrying Netanyahu, as verified by Israeli spokespeople and German sources. Netanyahu has made verified public appearances, including a March 19 press conference and attended by international journalists, and a March 26 video address on ongoing Iran operations, dispelling death rumors per Reuters fact checks. Do with that what you will. Okay, this story doesn't even seem real.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative, I just got to ask, do you really believe that human remains, or even my favorite subject, human poop, are okay as compost or fertilizer? Do you really believe that?
In this situation, yes.
Jim Shaw said, so this is my day today. Today, the House advanced HB 3660, a bill to legalize the use of composted human bodies as fertilizer. If this bill is put into law, Oklahoma joins 14 blue states that have legalized this process. So instead of outlawing this type of practice outright, we're on track to take the use of human manure as fertilizer. Another disgusting step forward. Marion asking David, don't hold your breath too long or you'll pass out waiting for arrests. David replying, if they don't arrest people, it's all going to fall apart, but there's a lot of work getting a solid case that sticks and for convictions to happen. Can't we just indict and figure it out later? Traditional Thinker says, here's your guide to destroying the West. Convince women to hate men. Convince men to hate themselves. Convince minorities to hate whites. Convince whites to hate themselves. Convince the young to be LGB, etc. Convince the old that they are backward. Only takes a generation if you do it properly. Good grief. Nick Sorter reporting that Senator Daines just said that the Senate has decided to defy Trump's request to skip Easter recess to ensure the Save America Act gets to his desk. This is going to continue after we get back after the Easter break. Why are they taking effing breaks, Leader Thune? If the GOP doesn't buckle down and get this on Trump's desk, America is gone. These people need to remember that a vast majority of Americans who wholeheartedly support common sense measures like this either get it passed or Democrats will destroy any semblance of America as we know it the moment they steal back power. It's time for them to grow a spine. I concur. Scott Pressler was contacted by a big GOP donor wondering why the Senate would go on recess when the DHS isn't funded and there's no clear plan to pass the Save America Act. I hope our Republican Senate realizes if you don't pass the Save America Act, you will lose the majority. So you have to assume they're doing it intentionally to get Trump impeached. That's it. That's the only assumption. Start saying so. You're a traitor trying to get Trump impeached. Say it out loud. Say it to their faces. Text them politely. Call them. Call Thune. Call your representative. Call every representative. Be polite, but be firm. Scott Pressler continues, Senate Republicans, if you stay in D.C. while Democrats flee for a paid vacation, you can pass the Save America Act with a simple 51 quorum and unanimous consent. So do it. Governor J.B. Pritzker standing with Minnesotans tonight, paying my respects to Alex Preddy and Renee Good. Oh, yeah? Kevin Sorbo, where did you put flowers for Sheridan Gorman, the 18-year-old girl that was just murdered by the illegal alien in Chicago? Democrat Congressman McBride doesn't give a S about your concerns of fairness in girls' sports. Girls from men in their sports and locker rooms. State Senator Lindsey Williams in Pennsylvania says female bodies are just as strong and fast and capable as male bodies. No, they are not. Stop it. Stop lying to us. There's no universe where that's true. There may be an outlier, but that doesn't change muscle mass. It doesn't change bone density. It doesn't change grip strength. It doesn't change quick twitch muscle. Like, there's a reason boys and girls are separated. Any girl can go play in the boys' leagues if they're up for it. A man, even a wimpy man, should never be beating on girls in their sports divisions. Never. You're not good enough. You don't get to be Billy Madison coming back at dodgeball, concussing all these little kids, bouncing red rubber balls off their skulls. No thanks. Yeah, I know, David. There must be a lot of money in the human poop mix. Well, I mean, actually, if you're going to talk about waste facilities, but there's a lot of stuff in waste to filter out. But human bodies, cremains, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Luke Rosiak says the ballot measure would amend Virginia's constitution to enact a 10-to-1 Democrat gerrymander, the most extreme of any state, even though Virginia is so closely divided, it had a Republican governor months ago. And Spanberger says, don't put maps on the ballot. so voters can know what they're voting for in the redistricting ballot question. All right. Now for your moment of Zen. Here's your reminder. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Share the show with a friend. And if you enjoy the show, Rumble rants and super chats, you click the button and you drop a tip. Tips are always greatly appreciated. And you can become a monthly subscriber on Rumble and on YouTube and on Patreon. Just find the New American Media. If you want to drop a tip to your favorite bartender today, cheers to you. I'm going to take a sip. Unlike Benjamin Netanyahu with the AI video, if I go like this from a completely full cup of coffee, some of it might spill out. But Grok says that's a conspiracy theory. Blink twice very slowly if the conspiracy theory is in the room with us right now. But yes, if you want to drop a tip, we also have Venmo, Cash App, Brian Engelman, and PayPal, fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com. All right, our moment of Zen. I think we sort of missed the beginning of this video. I'm not going to replay it because this is tragic and awful. But I mean, it happened so fast. I didn't really even... Maybe it was on your screen, but I didn't see it. Just this was the beginning of how that... Was this Bangladesh? How this bus ended up in the water. You have seconds to act. Seconds. Oh, my God. All right. Sorry, I was scrolling. Here it is, your moment of Zen. Brigitte Macron. Here with Melania Trump at the AI Summit, I believe was the name of it. The AI thing. What was this? BFST. Okay, here you go. Of course, speaking in French, so it's translated.
Like you, I'm very excited, dear Melania, very enthusiastic about AI, but at the same time, I'm fascinated and worried. So my first thoughts, these dangers could be huge. A general reflection is taking place in France about marking. Do we need a sort of a logo to say this content or say this or that? In communications, press statements, anything that is done by AI. That is something to how can children figure things out if we ourselves can't figure this out, what is AI and what is not. So look at solutions. Like you, I'm very excited, dear Melania, very enthusiastic about AI.
How's my wig? Is it believable? Are you buying the wig? We're just asking, who did this? Who did this? Who put the man's voice there? Candace Owens will be proud. Let's see if this is a different clip.
I do know that I am the United States, a country that I love very much. And here, we are the country of free speech, but I think that liberty does have some rules. We have to be free, but adapt to certain codes. So I believe in these codes. Too many young people are suffering, and they do not tell us, but they send signals, very strong signals from young people and teenagers. So it's up to us to answer them. Let's answer them all together. Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be back.
They did the man voice over that. Gotta love it. Libertarian Party, though, says, why is this Macron person lecturing at the White House that free speech needs to be restricted and limited in the U.S.? Who the hell is we? Libertarian Party says, this French lady boy is anti-American. Now, I believe that's still unproven. Is the conspiracy theory in the room with you right now? Maybe. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow at noon to ruffle through the stories. Before I do, let me just double check. I sometimes just want to check in on what's trending. Okay, I don't see something trending that I wanted to cover, so that will wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I appreciate you. I love you. Go Tribe. That's the Indians, or the Guardians, if you want to call them that. And I will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.